afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast from your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here to a 1 vs 1 on Lost Glider in the north. It is IU, aka Taylor Swift. Apparently they also call themselves. I'm not entirely sure if there's another name behind that, but I'm going to call them IU because for this is Taylor Swift. And that's going to be some real confusion, I think. So, by the way, a rank 20 player here with the surge, by the way, fighting for the Red Army, the 10th Tank Corps with Armored Assault Tactics, got Rifle and Urban Defense with Double Infantry Mines. Versus the south, it is Akazawa Izumi. Fighting for the Wehrmacht is Germany, Deutschland. A rank 26 player here with the Wehrmacht. We got Mechanized Assault Spearhead and German Infantry. Forming up here, the Brandenburger Panzergrenadier Division with Infantry and Panzerfaust Bulletins there, specifically for range. The standard starts here for both there. Sort of commit to, shall we say, standard opening for the Grenadiers MG42s. Nothing too fancy then. Of course, conscripts for IU. Also, as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and press that bell button. That way you are more likely to get videos yourself, seen on your, notifications, and more likely to be told about by YouTube, but also, make more people more likely to see them as well, so they'll help me out as well just by doing that. And before coming up, you got an aggressive play there by Akazawa, by the way, going straight here for the house next to the Eastern Fuel Point. Expect not his opponent to be ready for that, and most players usually don't expect that. Of course, it is risky because if your opponent does something different here, or actually anticipates it, you can end up losing the machine gun, but the other hand, it just allows him to sort of push aggressively. In this case, it was a bit too slow, but I mean, gotta admire that spunk. More Grenadiers on the way there for Akazawa, more conscripts for IU. We got sandbags up there, forming up a defensive position here and there that makes it harder for Akazawa to push against him. Grenadiers moving for the center then before to repositioning, and we got German infantry for Akazawa Izumi. A solid doctrine that sees a lot of usage, and certainly also my personal preferred doctrine. 250 half-techs, veteran squad leaders, stormtroopers, assault and hold, fragmentation bomb, all good abilities and units. MG4 sending up to you with the conscript then sat with only one window to fire down at the machine gun in light coverage. Should have a good chance here dealing with the conscript. You can see that IU quickly falls back. Probably going to keep the conscript around and just sort of pop them in and out here just to ensure that Akazawa can't easily use the building and just sort of frustrate him, but also maybe just use it as bait to then outmaneuver with other units, in which case that's a good move there. And he's moving up. He's really trying to just force him out, and there you go. Basically threatening with so much firepower, there's no point in staying around the church. But as all this is happening, as he's focusing so much in the center there, IU here goes straight for the fuel point in the west, sneaks up there and lays down some sandbags very rapidly. Good play there. And these engineers sneak about there with the 4th conscript on the way there, plus 3rd Grenadier squad there. Both sides committing to more infantry. Michigan being up in there, go Pioneers with Grenadier MD42 support. Successfully push back the conscripts, but not before the fuel point gets rendered neutral there. No Molotovs here for IU here in the early game, though they are on the way. Most players would normally go for 3 conscripts Molotovs, but in this case, IU opts for the Molotovs after the 4th conscript squad. Not a bad move, just not the typical. And there go quickly moving up behind. We got the M42 nearby as well. And there go access to the Molotovs. Can quickly flash out the Grenadiers if it comes down to it from there. Or, of course, up in the church. Though the conscripts will have to retreat soon, I think. They're too low on health. Although the Grenadiers punching up here next to them might incentivize him towards. Nah, he should just retreat here. Oh dear, too slow there to retreat. I've been too occupied with something else. Are they? Costing a full conscript there is not good in the early game for the Soviets. They can bounce back from it, but it still hurts and could certainly allow Akazawa to establish more control of the battlefield. Meanwhile, though, IU is just going to grab territory here and there, keeping his opponent under pressure, tying up units. Replacement comes on the way to make up for the losses. As for Akazawa, no take up yet. You usually be seeing the Wehrmacht play like take up after this. 3 Grenadiers, MG42, fast tech, and there we go. He does press the button now. Grenadiers moving here towards the car front, getting in the way to stop those fascists from doing anything fascist-like. More conscripts out there to replace the ones lost. We'll have to see what it goes for. I mean, there's plenty of options. Armored assault, Gart rifles certainly allow them to take better advantage of all these conscripts with certain machine guns, for example. Plus, Gart will always be handy. Or you could go urban defense if he's really worried about light vehicles in another sense. We'll have to see what it ends up with, of course. Eastern point is seized. Mines down as well there. Very good by IU and the Red Army. Pioneers being here for the northern field point. Conscripts setting out there. Grenadiers getting ready for the next big push. Back here, take up almost down there for Akazawa Izumi. And Das Vaterland. Quickly kicking in doors here, breaking windows, and shooting fascists. And we get an early 250 half-tech here for Akazawa. Nice bold move here, of course. Versus a conscript build, they're going to have limitations due to, anti-tank grenades, but even then a well-handled 250 half-tech, and then using defensive mode, you can actually cause them to waste the anti-tank grenades since they can absorb a lot of anti-tank grenades that way. And you can just quickly repair it up, so There's certainly some possibility here for some shenanigans with the 250 half track. They could leave IU feeling a sap, but there you go. Hitting the fuel point again. Sandbag very quickly. Very thorough sandbagging here for IU. Very good there. Certainly, I think, again, something you really see high rank so players consistently with the concept. They just chuck down sandbags wherever they can because they're quite effective. Constantly moving about here. There you go, Molotovs off, make half of the Germans pushing in the concept being overwhelmed. We got flamethrower pioneers ready. Could easily stuff those in the half track. No anti-tank grenades yet, but there you go. And you're getting flanked by another counter squad there. Good move there by IU and the Red Army, the 7th Tank Corps, or 10th actually. 250 half to move ahead there. Obviously, it goes for guard squad and light anti-tank, and it goes for anti-tank grenades in response here to the 250 half track. Also got stormtroopers here ready for Akazawa. Could stuff those into the half track with MP40s. Those would be particularly nasty against conscripts. And we do get anti-tank grenades on the way here. Stormtroopers out as well, adding MP40s, very good. But it's actually going for the car point here, a devious move there by Akazawa to return the favour there to IU and the Red Army. Conscripts there, being wet machine grenadiers, pioneers, and the 250 half track. A lot of fire there raining down on them. There goes swift retreat here from IU. Car point hit, though he needs a centre victory point as well, since that it connects for a slightly longer way around the other points in the east, so he needs to grab that as well. Got the MP40s ready, the Schmeissers as they were colloquially known, despite Schmeisser not really having anything to do with the MP40. Fun fact. There we go. We do get a doctrinal choice there from IU and the Red Army. It is Guards Rifle. DP light machines on the way there. We might even see then PP-41s for the conscripts. Of course, we might just stick to mobilized reserves. But obviously, what it ends up with there, though. Pioneers in the 250 half track, giving a bit of nice assault there. Though we'll say storms with MP40s work really well in the 250 half track. Well, there goes smoke screen off. In this case, we can't see it. There's a bit of a bug where occasionally, like smoke, if you aren't quite paying attention there, it won't show on your screen. But in this case, you know, that's kind of what we're seeing here. Also, apparently that's all light covers. They can apparently just hide in the middle of the damn... Oh, that's the smoke actually allowing them to do that. Again, because we can't see it, it looks like it's just light cover, so... Go figure. Go figure. Oh, the storms are there being backed up by the half track there. Guards there taking some heavy damage. Storms are doing as well. They need to get a bit closer though. Oh, the guardsmen do the job for them. The guardsmen do the job for them. And just walk into the bullets, almost costing IU. There's a guard squad there. After there with the machine gun support there. Going really hard in here. IU Son of Francis card point really hit hard here by Akazawa, and the Brandenburger Panzer Grenadier Division, which insignia by is the one used in the Stormtroopers. Fun fact. Another fun fact is to actually be made part of the Großdeutschland Panzer Corps when they were sort of expanded, so they would be part of alongside the Großdeutschland Panzer Division, that's sort of that Panzer Corps. So little fun fact there as well. Grenadiers got the munitions point here. Overall a strong push there by Akazawa. Back in base, no tech yet. He does have a slight vulnerability in theory, like if IU was to push out, say a fast T-70, it could give Akazawa a bit of a hard time. As he's got no anti-tank weapons here. And he doesn't quite have an say laying down some telemines here. Using the half that could just zoom about there, provide support, and once it eventually won, it can reinforce the frontline troops. They're giving it more utility against the IU's forces. Very close to that, for example. Hitting the fuel point there, very good. Bit of movement in the west here. Gonna do something to do with the conscripts. And there you go, veterans won. Like to Schützen Panzerwagen, MG4 taking it far away there. Might want to pop into any armor piercing rounds here. Not, I guess. After just falling back entirely, need to retreat that machine gun now actually. Getting hosed down with the DP light machine gun wielding guardsman. Punishing Akazawa there for not retreating soon enough. But also effectively breaking his stranglehold on the car point with that. And there you go, wiped. Gonna have to grab that machine gun back with 4 bolts in hand. The DP gun machine gun there are really just doing heavy damage to the gunners. There you go, Grenadier squad. Need to reinforce before they can grab the machine gun. And again, after get proving quite valuable, but Akazawa definitely should either pop this in up himself fast or she just backed out faster. In this case, he basically chose like the worst of either situation. And stuck around for too long without popping the incendiary armor piercing rounds. Got storms coming up there. Oh, he's going to pop smoke grenade to allow him to grab the machine gun there. Or just shoot them stormstorming. That also works, but... Oh, defensive mode there for the 250 half-tech. Very good, very good. And of course, he can immediately reinforce it thanks to the 250 half-tech. So that's he's made good use of the half-tech there. Thumbs up there to Akazawa. Though he is still short anti-tank. In this case, though, he's relying on the Panzerschrecks, on the Stormtroopers. That's definitely not something you see too often, but it does happen. Oh, the 250 half. Oh, it doesn't hit the mine. It was actually the Pioneers nearby. That would probably been the end of the half-tank if it had. But at the same time, Akazawa taking, or IU taking advantage of Akazawa's now focus on the center. In fact, he's falling back to then hit the fuel point on the west. Good reading the situation there by IU. Moving in the half again, need to be careful though. Might just want to add MP4 to the Stormtrooper as well. In which case, you now easily start them into the half, in which point he can just drive around and deal with both infantry and vehicles to some extent with them. 10 command up there for IU and the 10th tank call. Very good. Back here, troops grabbing points. Conscript laying down wire flare mines. Very good there. And MU42 then the church about to get assailed here by conscripts. Half tech could support, but honestly at this point it probably needs some repairs more than anything. There we go. T-10 light tank on the way there for IU and the 10th tank corps. Mine goes off and kills poor Jürgen. He could try and take out, and certainly would seem to be trying to go for a tech rush here with the way he's using the Storms with the Panzerschreck. They may still need a Pack 40 to be honest against the T-70. Or at least some Telemines. We'll have to see what he does though. But in theory he could try and rush ahead first. At the same time, with the way that IU has been successfully harassing his fuel, it may not be as successful. I'll able to see what he does next. Stormtroopers there, 8 kills, veterans who 1, guards now ground the point. Note, by the way, he's also using merge here to keep the guards' cost down and reinforcing low. Also allows him to reinforce on the battlefield. In fact, the guard squad is entirely made up of conscripts. So he's clearly a dedicated merger there. 2 thumbs up there to IU to use the overlooked sword ability there. So I think something a lot of sword players could learn from. Engineers on the way there for IU to back up the other ones. And it is routed here by the T-70 light tank. And the guards conscripts there running straight to the Stormtrooper squad. Could have popped out advantage. I think it had a chance of getting a wipe, but still was pretty close there. Reinforcing it, can repair the 250 half tech, getting moving again. Nothing further on the base. T-70 rolling out. Stormtroopers with Panzerschreck, they're ready to support in the east. Ground the center victory point. Small task force here of 2 conscripts, a small platoon backing up a T-70 going to push southwards here. It'll be interesting to see how Akazawa responds to that one, as it is a significant threat to a scattered force from the southeast with no real anti-tank support or armor support. And there you go. Storms from hit retreat. In fact, he might have been off actually just trying to sneak away with them rather than retreat right in front of everything here. That, in fact, is probably a bad call there by him. We got this MD42 that's setting up. Stormtroopers all moving in. But yeah, mine in the way there takes out the Stormtroopers. Of course, he couldn't know about that, but even then, chances were low. I think what he should have done is just snug away through here and sort of hide around here for the time being, and then wait for the Russians to pass through, or the Soviets to pass through. I think that would give him a better chance of having them survive. But obviously he might have just, you know, lost his nerve there a bit. Either way, a consideration to keep in mind. Medic bunker up there for Akazawa. Noting no veteran squad leader going to use here though. You probably want to get those out a bit fast, honestly. Machine gun repositioning, and there you go. IU taking advantage of Akazawa's heavy push into the east to then hit the west. He's playing the Soviets quite well in that sense. He's like just looking for weaknesses in Akazawa's lines and then sort of sneak in and sort of hit vital points, forcing Akazawa to constantly react to his moves. And a mine there as well, good spot there. So it's making it very difficult for Akazawa to catch them, and that's significant requirement to either go mobile himself with more 2-2s to sort of counter the T-70 here, because the 250 half can't do it. So now he's adding these into the half tank. You should just add them with MP40s. That way they can work quite effectively versus the infantry and vehicles from inside the half tank. But I was, pushing out for say a fast husband here versus IU could be effective. More tripwire flare mines there. Again, good ability usage here by IU. Guardsmen there. Probably reinforced this time around. More mines, really thorough mining there by IU of the 10th Tank Corps. Very commendable. Ooh, that machine gun though. Already low on health and numbers. Popped right into the church there with no idea what's on the other side. That was, I feel, a not optimal move there by Akazawa. It's aggressive, but in this case, considering its state, a bit too aggressive. Send their quick phone into the hands of the Red Army as they secure the cemetery and the church. Veteran squad leader is good to go. Conscious sneaking out here. No submachine guns. Might be he's planning just to go for the mobilized reserve units instead. Guardsmen moving in here, veteran 2-7 kills. Straight into the half tank. This Pioneers there taking heavy damage. Worth noting they have been equipped with veteran squad leaders. Very good. It's Pretty cheap on the Pioneers, by the way, only 30 munitions. Back here, take up down, but nothing further happening from it. And there you go, car point harassed. And there you go, more guardsmen out here for IU and the Red Army. We also got the demo charge on the church, ready to blow the entire thing apart. A symbol of the bourgeoisie. It shall be destroyed, with fascists in it. Bit short them munitions for the DPs, with all the demo charge and whatnot, but you know, they'll get there. Nice hit, they didn't do enough damage to the T-7 in return. Got the pack forward ready though, the Panzerabwehrkanone 40. And PAC basically just stands for Panzerabwehrkanone, or tank defense gun. Or cannon specifically. So Pomocrat there for Akazawa will obviously probably the Panzer IV, but honestly at this stage I think an Ostman could be a quite effective choice here versus in the Red Army. Hard to charge ahead here, Pioneers moving up. Don't think he's seen the demo charge. Oh, he hasn't. He hasn't. Or has he? May just have spotted it here. At least he should be able to spot it. Yep. Didn't lose units to that. Those several tombstones and some bushes, probably hiding some squirrels, were utterly annihilated. Push into the centre here, but at the same time on the left side open. You can see RU is already there with some conscripts. Also got a bit of light movement in the east. Falling back here and then moving ahead again. Communities reinforcing. Right, of course, next to the half-track. Again, easy down to support and attack much better, making it harder for the Soviets just to slow them down. Lastly, again, highlighting the utility of the 250 half-track here alongside. In theory, again, the 251 where to go for that. Troops are being suppressed. T-17 out on the east side. We got Mines as well. Good work by RU as always. 4 kills in that half-track, Betsy 2 ballet. Might steadily hit Betsy 3. And Western Fuel Pump being hit again by a guard squad there. We got Mines was up there for Akazawa. He realizes he needs those. Very good move there. But again, I think he needs to consider another machine gun, at least to mine the western field point there against IU, because he's constantly harassing it because Akazawa keeps leaving it open for him to do it. Gonna need some propulsed by the T-70. Does look like it's going for the Panzer IV, half-tech heavily damaged. But thanks to the Pioneers being nearby, he can just A, reinforce the Pioneers and just repair the half-tech pretty swiftly. Really should add some MP4 to those Stormtroopers. Fuel on them being cut off, guardsmen well dug in, got DP light machine for them as well. Guard squad there, including Petra of the promoted conscripts, moving in there. Close the ace level on the 250 half-tech, quite impressive. Moving about here to harass points, to try and deny access to the western fuel point here. Good maneuver at least, to try and compensate for some of the other things happening. Mechanized armor company up, there's unlikely means we'll be seeing mobilized reserves here. No submachine guns there for IU's conscripts. And again, this is sort of where, like, submachine guns, the 250 half-tech Stormtrooper would be pretty great here, since he'd just be able to do a lot of damage to the guardsmen up close. In the end, he just was able to slightly push them about now. So T-7 striking as well. Machine gun popping into the arm piercing around here, gonna do something up as well. Pack 40 can't easily shoot it though. Doing some nice damage there. Guardsmen being scorched, gonna do something up as well there. Half-track waiting for some seriously needed repairs, and Panzer Force almost down there for Akazawa and Deutschland. Guard squad there taking heavy damage from retreat path there. I think they may survive though again. The lack of MP40s in the Stormtroopers. Oh, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Oh, yeah, didn't. Close one though, very close one. Need to fall back here though, constant coming in, quickly making use of those sandbags laid down previously there by IU. Machine gun low. Well, the building is low in health, the machine gun is in a pretty decent state. Panzer IV for Akazawa and the Brandenburger Panzergun Division. Fixing up the 250 half-track, which is very close to the ace level. Cutoff point hit again, just constant fuel harassment there. I mean, IU is very well sort of just consistently harassing Akazawa's resources, making sure that Akazawa can't quickly push to like his late game, although this is support core, which I guess effectively is the Vermont late game most of the time anyways, because it works. Also just enjoying can't easily then build up large numbers of panzers against him, so really good play there. Now IU is going for the KV-1 heavy tank. That's going to be a real problem there for Akazawa, since the Panzer IV on its own does not perform well. With pack and Panzerich support's going to be a bit tricky when, you know, IU's got plenty of support for his K1 in terms of the guard squad, though. He did take a nice hit from the Panzer IV. We got 331 versus 394. Ship destroyed. 250 half tank moving out again. They're backing up the Panzer IV. A small mechanized Kampfgruppe there from Akazawa before he then splits it up. I mean, I guess he can do that if he wants to. Going to do something eastward. It's going to probably hit for that fuel point as well. Oh, straight into the mine. Just very consistent mining here by IU. Very consistent. Akazawa's going to likely have to go for Stuttgart up front against the KV-1. But we'll have to see if he actually does that. He may also just try and go for more Panzer IVs. I'll wait KV-1 heavy tank out there for IU and the Red Army. Mines up there. Mines down there. Got the K1 tank sitting out. Right for the Panzer IV, which at least avoids hitting in the mine. That had been really bad there for Akazawa. And of course all this happening, got to push here for the western fuel point again. After being pushed back here. Panzer IV's going to need to enter support to deal with that. Punishment with the guards go inside the church. K1 the move going straight here for the artillery on the east side there, pushing them back beautifully. I use Western's assault continues as pressure also mounts in the centre. Akazawa is just being pressured across the entire frontage and he's struggling to keep pace. But there we go, Telemann went off, taking out the T-70. As always, mines can be a great investment. In this case, definitely paid off there for Akazawa, fun knocking out the T-70, giving a bit more breathing room here versus IU and the 10th Tank Corps. Panzer IV especially in the west, same thing on these against the conscripts. K1 rolling out there. Pack shoots, bounces off the K1's armour. Panzer IV setting out. Straight into the K1 heavy tank, shoots and bounces. Lining up for another push into the centre. I'm surprised they're still not considering laying down any S-mines on the zone field point. They would, I think, have them out of bunch there versus some all of the IU's harassment. Got field guns out there for IU. The SIS-3 divisional field gun. Not to be confused with the divisional or the regimental field gun, which was much closer to, say, the German light infantry Geschütz in form and function. Ace after their planning camp support there for troops. 300 points left there for Akazawa. And isn't there in the west here? Ace level. Doubtful they're close to ace level as well. Noting more counter this time to sort of make up for numbers. Southeast Pioneers spectacular flamethrower engineers. In the center, we've got the slow push here with the K1 backed up with the field gun. Akazawa trying to threaten it with his own infantry tank weapons. Breaks off the assault in the west versus the veteran squad with the Grenadiers. They are a formidable force. Can go for another Panzer IV, but again, I would recommend a Stutt to help deal with the K1 a bit more consistently. But again, he could go for another Panzer IV. I mean, it wouldn't be an entirely bad choice. I'd argue just not the optimal choice, but that's my own personal opinion here. Half tricks remaining a bit more defensive now. We got a more pressure mounting in the west. Yeah, another Panzer IV there for Akazawa. And going straight for the fuel point, since he tends to leave that fuel point very much consistently unguarded. Oh, he cancelled for Stug. Definitely my preferred choice here. Need to counter-attack here and deal with that. Of course, got the K1 ready to support. But he's likely going to lose that fuel point again. Also, we can see Akazawa's now beginning to try and threaten IU's fuel point again. Grenadiers holding up this. KV1 shoots, but fails to hit the building. Constantly slowly shot to bits with the Grenadiers. Stug almost done. Pioneers went with flamethrowers. He's being very cautious with that Panther. He's clearly worried about something backing up the troops here, and there is. There's a field gun, of course, the K1 tank. Pioneers need to retreat soon as well. Good push there by IU, taking advantage of Akazawa's slightly awkward setup there. Oh, Grenadiers about to get wiped out. And machine gun setting up, and gone they are. To the veterans, or the mobilized reserve comes with there, which of course in cover, get a damage bonus then. Or accuracy bonus more specifically. In which case the Grenadiers quickly lost out there. Not good. K1 number 2 on the way there for IU. He's got the Stuke ready here for Akazawa. Going for more grenadiers. He's lost his stormtroopers as well, so he's down to very little infantry now. Stuke 3D moving ahead here. Dispatching the Panther 4 eastwards. Guard squad that's going to have a bad time. Loading telemines there as well. Aggressive mine leak there, actually there by Akazawa. And moving into the fuel pump with the field gun. It's going to need him to clear that. We got a mortar as well being brought up here for Akazawa. And the Brandenburger Panzergrenadier Division. Not a bad pick at all there. To help deal with some of all the dug-in troops and support weapons from IU. Hitting the center victory point. We got 296 versus 344. Grenadiers I think would just push for the eastern fuel point here. But of course he might be worried about mines. Pioneers getting ready. Mortar sending out. Field gun finding machine gun here as the engineers push for the center victory point. Panzer for the to rescue. Far up here, K1 keeps the grenadiers in check. Engineers almost popped out there. Send K1 tank out there for IU and the Red Army. Can't continue, Stu continue to blast away to try and take out the cover the conscripts are hiding behind. He just keeps hitting the damn terrain though. So he keeps hitting those damn barrels. You might want to reposition that a bit. The southeast here, grenadiers versus conscripts. They're not the best window for them to find from. If put most vehicles to flash them out. K1 moving in there on its own. The Panther 4 is in a very bad spot there unless he can bait it into the telemine. And it's clearly not heading that direction. K1 moving head H2. Can't. Oh, there we go. Penetrating hit. Guys, when they're hitting the dirt there, or what's it called? Firing positions. Clearing out the machine gun and destroying it. Quite a blow there to Akazawa. And he's got no Panther 4 nearby, no more machine guns. After they're taking heavy damage. Stuke blocking the way though. Awkward handling here by Akazawa. The half-track's going to get kaboomed. And Stuke sadly didn't end up in the machine gun either. There you go, half-track down. A significant blow there to Akazawa. Didn't just lose his MD-42. He lost his 250 half-track. Panther 4 being rushed in to try and deal with this breakthrough assault here by IU, leaving Akazawa and the Brandenburgers in a terrible state. Meanwhile, the K1 pressure from these two making it harder for Akazawa just to do what he wants to. Up here, grenadiers moving for the fuel point there, probably should be captured soon, but right now IU is definitely in a controlling situation versus Akazawa and the Germans. Ruthless and formidable, it would seem. Back here, healing reinforcement, Stuke ready to push again, I guess. He might want to consider another Stuke to have a better chance of dealing with those K1 heavy tanks. And now we got IU there adding in the Katyusha rocket launcher to make things further miserable here for Akazawa. As it can then be used to blast infantry and more important those packs into dust. Panther moving ahead. Field gun there being flanked. But he's bombarding here. Akazawa's Pack 40. Panther Fast fails to penetrate the K1 tank. Bad news there for Akazawa. Panther not any good hit. Stuke moving in. Shot bounces though. Another machine gun there for Akazawa. Very good. So good. I believe, yeah, we got more mines on here from IU up by the western victory point. Stuke in between the K1. We got Carter flanking up there. And at the same time, the other K1 is trying to threaten the other flank here, the Stuke. Very good move there by IU. Bit risky, but if it pulls off, they can really do some heavy damage there to Akazawa. There you go, K1 going straight for the mortar crew machine gun, almost done. Stuke shoots, fails to hit there, the K1. Half a to veteran 1 though. And there you go, machine gun gewehr crew ready here for Akazawa. Guards from there, halted by the Pioneer, going to need a Panzer 4 combo. A lot of action going on here. And there you go, Katyusha rocket launcher straight into the advance here from Akazawa, threatening to annihilate the Pioneers in the storm of explosives and shrapnel. Stuke Panther going for the K1 tank, got it down to half health. Peck moving up as well there. Mine goes off there, damaging the engine of the K1 tank, giving the Stuke a chance to hunt it down, deal with it. Machine gun set up to deal with the center here, at least slowed down. Good hit there, target weak point gain, K1 misses the Stuke. It's low profile, making it slightly harder to hit here. At the same time, the same K1 moving up straight in front of the Pack 40 here. Can he take out the K1 with the Stuke? He's going to try for it at least. Pack keeps either missing or bouncing off the K1's armor. main gun out on the K1 tank. The other K1 moving in. Field gun bombarding the Pack 40, clearing out the crew. And there you go, K1 down. Stuke. But the other K1's moving up to deny an easy escape here for the Stuke. Good move there by you. Can Akazawa get the Stuke out there safely? All signs point to 9. But then again, he's handling here some good maneuvering there. Weaving about, they're using the Panzer IV and the other Grenadiers as bait here to keep the K1 from pursuing the Stuke trees. To keep moving, Scheiße. There you go, all Panzer IVs go through, but they fail to damage the engine. Panzer IV in the rear of the K1 there, damaging quite a bit there. Some intense fighting there. Go air support called in by RU to prevent any further pursuit here. Need to get the Stuke and the Panzer IV to safely repair up. And it is caught as they move for the fuel point. ODA K1 moving ahead. Stuke needs to get out of there. Shoot, shot goes through machine gun. The back could have wiped out another machine gun lost here for Akazawa. K1 bouncing off several shots there from Akazawa's kick Panzer IV and Stuke. Pioneers making a run here for the machine gun. We got 168 versus 40. There you go. Pioneers wiped. Machine gun about to get wiped again anyways. Due to the gas from there in firing position, just shredding everything. Grabbing the field gun. Now it's got 2 anti-tank weapons on top of things. Comes there. Braving death, but ultimately realizing they're not that brave anyways. Field gun cleared out again here by IU's forces. Another field gun away for him. Panzer IV and Stuke in dying repairs, both slowly approaching Infantry 2. Needs more Pioneers, going for another Panzer IV the first. We got 164 versus 340. Fighting continues to be intensive and ruthless. Putting back the Sturmgeschütz for direly needed repairs. You should definitely add a veteran squadron to the Pioneers to help them repair stuff a bit faster. And I think he's trying to murder stuff inside the base here. Rockets screeching through the air. Most of them, though, not quite hitting the targets. If any. Second Panzer almost done there for Akazawa. Pioneer's not being upgraded there. We got the K1 sitting out there. His remaining K1, though, he can still replace it. 160 versus 337. 29 kills in those guard squads. Stuke, they're almost good to go. Pack 40 in a bit of a tight position. Got the Panzer IV moving up. Mortar nearby. 3 kills. Close of Infantry 2. Grenadiers defend the western point there. Got in the K1 there by the Panzer IV. So we got the field going up plus a complement of infantry to support the K1 here versus Akazawa's Panzer counterattack. East side, by the way, is wide open. You really should get some troops on that one. Probably with some minesweepers just in case, though. Panzer IV, they're being fixed up. Stuke moving out. Not fully repaired, but clearly Akazawa cannot wait much longer. He needs the Stuke on the front line, no matter its condition. Deutschland needs Sturmgeschütz. Stuke moving ahead. In fact, it was very crucial to German war plans overall. In fact, when the Stuke factories took a series of hit from bombings, they would actually reroute Panzer IV production to make the Stuke forward just to ensure they had sufficient Stukes. Folks, their tank, Grenadiers tank through the field guns crew there. Stuke almost taken out here. Main gun gone. And field guns will take it out on the retreat. That's going to be a huge blow there to Akazawa. If that happens, he's get that Stuke out there. The Stuke! The Sturmgeschütz! Grenadiers here in a bunch top position right in front of the K1, which is just ready. The Grenadiers got a field gun there. Pursuing with the Panzer IV on the Pack 40. Stuke being hauled back for desperately needed repairs. Let's see, Grenadiers losing out to the conscripts. We got 104 versus 337. We got a Nation 5 tanks on the way there for IU and the 10th Tank Corps. Ready to challenge the fascists. Pioneers being rushed by conscripts here. Mortar fire raining down from above. Panzer IV there, halfway to Infantry 2. With 21 kills under its belt. Damaging the anti-tank grenade. Less ideal. Stuke awaiting repair still. Pioneers being put back for reinforcements. Grenadiers reinforcing frantically. Men being put to the front line there. Good damage. Engine the second Panzer IV. Basically, Akazawa in this state does not have a tank without a critical on it of some sort. Or an assault gun without it. K1 moving up here. Panzer IV in a tight spot. Pack 40 moving up there. Almost getting the K1 tank there. H5 ramming into the front line for IU, and the 10th Tank Corps pack almost gets the K1, but there you go. Field gun taken through the Panzer IV, and we got Katyusha fire raining down here. Threatening to annihilate what little Akazawa's left. And there you go. The Panzer IV's down. Pack crew is down. Mortar crew being torn to shreds as rockets just tear through them. A brutal hit. That surely has left Akazawa shaken but not stirred. So what will Akazawa do now? Like, he's short on support weapons, armor isn't also looking a bit rough here. Big 2 points wide, he's bleeding out. What can Akazawa do to turn this situation around? I mean, you need to pull off a really bold assault here. Deliver a series of surgical butcher strikes there to IU and just decimate his units. But so far, Akazawa is struggling in that department. He is lacking the elan and aggressiveness I think that's required to pull off a comeback at this point. He's down to 15 here. I mean, there's might be hope, but that hope is certainly looking a bit grim here. Glum. Bleak. 10 points left, 9 points left. K1 close to 22. H5 tanks are ready to blast through any fascists. We've got Gaspar hitting 5 positions, ready to shred any Germans who try to get too close to that victory point. And he's basically digging by the two. He knows he just needs to hold them and he wins. He knows that. 3, 2, 1. And with that, Akazawa has failed the fatherland. A victory for IU, a victory for the Red Army, a victory for the 10th Tank Corps. A brutal fight here with some good moves there by Akazawa early, mid-game, but he's also started to maintain it. I feel like at times he also played too defensively, which again is not really something you want to do with the Valorant versus the Surge. At the moment, the Surge tend to have a much stronger late game, so really just want to keep playing aggressive. In fact, that's kind of how you work. You're not a defensive late game faction. Anything in the late game, you're an aggressive faction. In that regard, I feel like Akazawa played too defensive versus the Surge, and that's, I mean, it's a mistake I honestly make myself as well. I just get too, defensive, and then I lose out. So really want to play aggressive, and I feel like that's where Akazawa failed. He just played too defensively, and it just allowed IU to sort of grind him down and wear him out. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.